Hey everyone, welcome back to the Drone Bee Farm and Homestead. Another episode of Tiny Swarm Tuesday. This is going to be a short one because Tiny Swarm is doing good. Just going to put a quart feeder in there and leave them alone. Then we're going to go check on hive number 9 and see if we can find that queen. Look at the larvae and see if they're turning into drones or not, and make a determination on what we're going to do in there. So I started later this evening, sun's setting back behind the trees. It's a lot cooler than last time. About croaked out last week when I was doing that, but it's a lot better weather today. As far as temperature wise, we do have a light breeze, but let's get going and see what we can figure out. Okay, we're just going to get in here and get out. So here's our quart feeder, completely full. Okay, let's get over to hive number 9 real quick and see what's going on over there. Okay, looking at the front entrance of hive number 9, there's not much going on. There's one bee right there. The way that bee flew in there, it looked like it wasn't a bee that belonged at this hive, the way it zigzagged around before it went in. I don't see any other activity going on. Okay. It's later in the evening, so most of these hives aren't real busy anyway. So we got bees up here. Doesn't look like a robbed out situation. It is so much cooler today than it was last week. That popping doesn't make them happy. Population doesn't look bad. I see bees from here all the way over to here. I mean, it's not packed. There's a hive beetle hanging out right here. I missed it. Quite a few bees in there actually. Most of the worker bees or field bees are back home, probably is why. Or they're sensitive to movement. This frame was completely full of nectar last time, and it still is. Let's get on in here. Now there's what a hive ought to look like when it's nice and strung. These outside frames were just honey before. I'm going to look on here real close for the queen. Nope. Nope. There's a decent population of bees, looks like, down below. It's not a packed full hive by any means. No queen. Here's the pollen frame. All the pretty pollen. Wouldn't expect to see a queen on there, but just making sure. Nope. It smells good in there. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, it smelled sour. Here's the spotty brood pattern frame. See that? Still no queen. We'll look on this side right here real quick for eggs. Absolutely nothing. Look at that butterfly. Getting nectar out of there. There's some new. So this whole frame, and there's that butterfly again. This whole frame is full of very young larvae. And they're just too small to tell if they're going to be drones or not. But what's confusing is some of the ones around them are turning it, you know, see those spotty cap cells? Those are drones. So I don't know if all this is laid up into here, but I don't know if these are drones or not because they're too young. And the ones that were capped have been laid, you know, a long time ago. Looking for that queen. There's nothing on this side. Now there's some larvae on here that have been abandoned. There's the queen right there. Now, tell me that ain't a good looking queen. She's big, moving around, healthy. But she's on this frame right here where there's no eggs. I didn't look at the other side yet. There are a few laid on this side, not many. Wait a minute, there's some right there. She's laid some in here. And I see at least one double egg cell, but it's doubled at the very bottom. So there are a few eggs in there. At least I thought they were. I can see kind of a little bit of jelly in there, like they're feeding an egg that's fixing to hatch. Okay. This frame had the queen. There are some eggs on this side. There are a lot of nurse bees gathered over them. And I did find, I saw 2 cells that had double eggs. They were kind of laid across each other like that in the very bottom, which if they're in the bottom, that's supposed to not be a laying worker. That's supposed to be a queen that's just learning how to lay correctly. So man, I'm still don't know what to do with this hive. You know, it's not the time of year that queens are going to lay a lot. She was a good-looking queen. This is all pollen, so there's nothing here. Same here, all pollen. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna have to wait another week. See if I can get this back together and not forget the beetle trap. Concerns me a little, I didn't see that queen on that frame when I put it back in there. She must have crawled off when I had it sitting down there on the edge. Okay. Smashed a couple bees in that beetle trap last time when I had to put it back in there and I didn't have my smoker. So, not a queenless hive. Okay, so we don't have a queenless hive, which we thought that may have been the case last week. It's not. There's still young larvae in there. There's not tons of drones, like tons of drone cells, like every single one's a drone. It's not to the point that we can tell yet. I keep thinking we'll see it the next week. We'll be able to tell, but I can't tell still. They're too small. So that's it for the video. Another week. And we don't know any more than we knew last week. Other than there's some eggs in there. I don't know what else to say. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll catch you next week. Take care.